Good evening. My name is Hannah Thomas. I am the graduate recruitment officer here at the University of Lethbridge, and I want to welcome you all to our webinar this evening, where we're going to be talking about our Masters of Management program. This is a brand new program. And today, to talk about the program, we have Dr. Luis Escobar. He is the Associate Dean of Graduate Studies in the School of Dinner School of Business. And joining him is Tammy Rojnes. She is our program coordinator for our Masters of Management, along with our other programs we have in our Dillon School of Business. And so we're going to have Louise and Tammy talk to us today about the new program. Please feel if you have any questions to post them in the Q&A, and we will answer them as we go along or at the end. So Louise, if you're ready, you can take it away.
Thank you. So thank you all for coming. So my name is, Hannah mentioned, Luis Escobar, and I am the Assistant Dean of Grad Programs at DSB, and with me is Tammy Rognes, the Program Coordinator for many programs here at the Dillon School of Business. So what we have planned for today is to give you an overview of our new program, which is the Master of Management, which the first cohort we are expecting this fall 2025. So we are going to go through this outline that you see on your screen, but what mainly we are talking is about what is the opportunity in the market that we have seen, and that is actually triggered on us the need to offer this program for interested applicants. And then how we design a program that actually will allow you to meet the opportunity that is in the market right now. So let's go through that. How is the Canadian market for management-related jobs? This is Lycas is a database that provides information on job posting, and this is our way of assessing the market. How many unique job postings were in the market in this period from 2022 to 2024 in management-related field, specifically those that require a master's degree. And as you see the numbers, more than 38,000 in Canada-wide, and specifically in Alberta, about 4,000 job postings. So the market is there in terms of demand. Certainly, changes can happen, and we don't know what these new coming years are going to be, but all indications we have in terms of growth and firms' expectations is that it still will be a market there for management, for professionals that have a management degree, especially that have a master's degree. In terms of salary, what is the average salary? In Alberta is about $92,000. A lot of factors come into play here: the sector, the industry. In the average salary for a professional in these jobs, and this is only advertised salary, right? That when the job posting have advertised salary is about $92,000 in Alberta, and it's a little bit lower on average Canada-wide. But I have to say that only about, if I remember correctly, less than 40% of the job posting actually advertise the salary they are willing to pay. So that's based on real job posts by companies. If I remember correctly, about 1,000 different companies have posted jobs in these 2 years in Alberta alone. So there is definitely a market for professionals with this degree. So the next question is then, what jobs could we expect in this economy? And these are the type of job posting, the job titles that we found in our job posting analysis: business analyst, project supervisor, marketing managers, sales supervisor, product managers, business consulting, business analyst and business consulting and business development was another one, are part of the job postings in areas that are very that have in that space of 2 years have received the most growth, actually. But you see all the different job titles for which companies were trying to recruit employees. What is specifically the skills you need? And the way we have designed the program is a little bit backwards, in the sense we go and look at the market, we assess the skills companies are listing that they need, and then we come and do our own analysis and how we can make sense of all the skills that I'm mentioning, and our own assessment with the company's job posting, and then our own experience in academia that tell us what actually students are needed to acquire in a program to be able to match the opportunity that is in the market and realize the benefits of that. I apologize for the amount of detail that is here. In fact, this is a summary of what we internally have to actually document what we are promising you will acquire in this program. On your left in this table, you see the learning competencies we are focusing on delivering in this program: strategic thinking and innovation, data-driven decision-making, leadership communication and team management, global business acumen, ethical and sustainable management, and technological proficiency, and artificial intelligence, AI integration. You can see on your right the specific examples of skills that you will acquire in the program. In strategic thinking, you have the ability to use business frameworks to understand challenges and opportunities. In management business jargon, will it be how to create a stakeholder value, for example? In data-driven decision-making is interpreting data, analyzing data, gathering information to support decision-making, so to take informed decisions. Then you have the leadership communications and how to be able to communicate effectively, deliver high-impact presentations, for example. Have the ability to recognize global trends and how that can impact your business or the organization you're working for. This is in terms of specific skills for global business acumen as a learning competency. Then you have the ethical and sustainable management, the ability to ensure that decisions are aligned with ethical standards and legal standards as well. And finally, with AI, we are aiming and incorporating AI as a tool to facilitate decision-making, to automate some of the tasks. How these can impact processes, all of this can be incorporated in several of the courses in our program. How do you acquire these skills in our program has to do with our Master of Management in very general terms, the features of the program. At the core of our program is the understanding that we have to deliver on basic actionable business knowledge that will lead you into hands-on experience. What does this mean? Is that every course you're going to take, you're going to acquire knowledge that in business management related topics that are needed to actually hit the ground running the first day in your workplace, and so that you know how to do the activities and business processes and managerial activities that you're going to be tasked with. So it's very important for us that our courses have the basic business managerial concepts and understanding, but a lot of that is going to be acquired through hands-on experience. So we are targeting that in every course in our program, so that you acquire the skills and practice the skills throughout the program. Every course is going to be related to real business cases, and this is very typical in business schools. And an example of that is that we are subscribed to a Ripen platform in which real cases can be found. And these are real companies that have business problems to resolve, and they work with the students at different levels. We have used it at the undergrad level. We are using it as well in the grad programs we have. So firms through Canada, Alberta, and through North America, in every industry that have business challenges that they are facing, and they are hoping to recruit students. And we use these opportunities actually to bring real cases to the classroom in which students have to connect with the company. And obviously, the instructors have screened these companies and have screened the challenges they bring to the classroom. And so students can work with companies and provide a real input to these companies. Most of our courses are 6-week long, and we're scheduling these courses to be in sessions, six sessions of 3 hours each. So one session per week. And in academic terms, this is a half course, meaning a regular course, it lasts 12 weeks. So we are partitioning the term in two blocks. And in each block, you're going to see a different set of courses. As we are aiming at having a lot of hands-on experience. It is not a surprise that we have the experiential learning component is very strong. We ensure this is going to be throughout the program, but specifically in the capstone course. Our capstone course is a 6100 course. That's the code number for the course. And in this course, you individually are going to work in a real business problem or organizational problem. It can be an NGO, it can be the city issue, it can be a for-profit organization, a firm that brings a problem in the management space, in the business space. This can be entering a new market or improving a process they have, or assessing their competitive advantage, or analyzing competitors in different dimensions. So it can be different set of problems. The students are going to be working not necessarily on the same problem and with the same company. We are as well scheduling or planning to have workshops / presentations for you to acquire professional skills that are not necessarily related, specifically related to courses. For example, how to prepare a CV, how to increase your chances of an interview, how to negotiate salary. All of these are a series of speakers that we're going to invite from the industry, from different industries, to provide sessions to our students in the program so that you can acquire those skills. And this is part of a course, and we're going to make this, obviously, because it's part of a course, it's mandatory to attend these sessions, but these are the professional development, sort of, in very general terms, the professional development skills that are complementary to the coursework that is more traditional in different areas of management or business, so to speak. So we have a tentative course sequence that, as I said, we have divided every term in 2 blocks. So you see fall A and fall B. That's still this fall 2025. The first half of the block is A, the second half is block B. The 2 first courses that you see on top on fall A, the 5100 and 5110, the orientation and intro to business in management, these are delivered in a block week, the first week of classes, and it's going to be a lot of experiential knowledge acquisition and trying to ease the transition into a master program, trying to give you an intro to what business and management is about so that you can build on that in the next courses. And then you have 2 courses after you said in the second half of the fall, you will have working effectively with team, marketing, business processes analysis. Then you got into the winter, in which you will see courses like business development, accounting, leadership, managerial finance. Then you see going to summer, you have managing people, business, data analysis, international business, organizational strategy. In the summer B, you will have the second half of the summer, you will have digital transformation, an integrative project, the 50 to 50, which is a project in which your first attempt to actually incorporate many aspects of the program in a real business problem, organizational problem. And the intention in this specific course is that you are able to integrate the different pillars of the program into a single project, so to have a holistic view of an organizational problem, to provide recommendations to a company. And in this integrative project is a key component of the course because it's intended to be a group work around a company problem. And this is going to facilitate the learning and the experience you're going to have in your last course in fall 2026, which is the experiential learning project. And this is the capstone project in which you are going to do the same you did for 5250, but now you're going to do it alone, individually. So you're going to have a probably more comprehensive or more complex business organizational problem to address, to provide solutions, to analyze, to provide recommendations, and do a presentation to the organization. And as I said, the intention is to integrate many aspects of the program. As you have seen, we have courses in HR, we have in human resources, you have courses on strategy, on finance and accounting, on supply chain, on marketing. And the idea of the capstone course, the 6100, is that it's going to be very hands-on. You're going to have the data you need to analyze, different perspectives to put together so that you can provide the best recommendation possible to an organization. The application requirements. So this program is for non-business related undergrad degree holders. We are accepting applicants up to 5 years of professional experience. You can have no experience at all, and still this program is for you. 3.0 GPA, and we have the English requirements that are typical of grad programs. And we go with the University of Lethbridge standards. You have to provide a resume, 2 reference, and one letter and a letter of intent. You have to as well take a Casper test. The Casper test is situational based test, and my understanding is that these tests cost about $50 Canadian. You have the dates there in which you can take the test: February 20, March 4th, April 8th, or May 1st. And it's a situational based test. You don't need to study for anything. So what is the situational based test is based on assessing your ability to process information, to provide explanations to different situations. For example, is the what will you do in this situation type of questions. My understanding is that sometimes you have to vocalize that, speak, verbally provide your explanation. In some other questions, you will have to write down your questions on the computer. And there are specific days and times at which these tests can be taken. And all of this to say there is no need to study for the test. So this is not like a GMAT or GRE exam. that many business schools request. If you Google for the Casper test, and once you register, I think you can take a practice test, and even you can go into YouTube and explore a little bit more about what this Casper test is about. But as I said, it's situational based exam or test that you have to take as part of the application requirements. The application deadline, we have international students. The application deadline for international students was February 15. However, today it was approved and it still needs to be finalized, but I think it's going to go through. The April 1st, we have extended the deadline for international applicants. And then for domestic applicants, the deadline is May 1st. One of the questions we always get is the program cost. And this is, if you have checked our webpage, you see that this information is already provided. This is the approximate cost of the program. When you compare programs across North America, specifically in Canada, definitely, please be aware that there are tuition and fees in every program. And tuition is what you pay for the course, and fees are what you pay as requirement by the university. And there are different components here. And this is very broadly speaking. So with this, the cost that you see there, the number you see, this is approximately the tuition and fees put together. So when you compare programs across North America, please make sure that you are aware that you have to compare tuition. You have to consider tuition and fees for programs. Obviously, this information is for international students or international applicants. Domestic students already know that this is the case. So for domestic students, the program cost is approximately $25,000. For international students, is about short of $50,000. And that's very quickly what we have for today, and we are open to questions. If you have questions about the program beyond these sessions, and you still want to engage and receive further clarification, please send your questions to that email that you see on the slide.
Thank you, Luis. So it appears that we have been getting questions and Tammy has been answering, but we do have 2 questions here and more coming in. First one is there any chances to take the Casper test again or one more time?
I think my understanding, and maybe my understanding is no. You can only take the Casper test once, and it can work for different institutions. So it works similar to the GMAT, and so that's the one of the restrictions is there is no ability to take the exam again, unless I think you are going into a different program. There is no minimum, but by the way, this is not like the GMAT. If you have looked into our webpage, our Master of Science program requires 600 GMAT score in the GMAT exam. There is a new edition, I think it's 565, Tammy? Yeah. So right now, we have no minimal requirement for Casper test van for the program. But this is something that because we are expecting this to be a competitive program, therefore the Casper test is part of the consideration. But there is no minimum that you have to meet to be able to be admitted into the program. The same goes with the GPA, because it's a competitive program. You need a minimum 3.0 GPA on a scale of 4 to be able to be considered as you see in our requirements officially on the web page, we don't require a minimum Casper test to be admitted, but because it's a competitive program, then all of it is taken into consideration.
Right. The next question I'm seeing is the application process on the website didn't say anything about the Casper test. Do we get the link to give this test after submitting the application?
I think if you scroll down a little bit farther, you'll see admission requirements. Click on that accordion and it'll expand down, and there is information there about the Casper test dates and a link to register for the Casper test. I do want to make sure that applicants know that to register for the Casper, they're going to ask you for your University of Lethbridge ID number, which isn't generated until you submit your application. So you need to submit your application as soon as possible. So then you can go in and register for those Casper test dates.
And just to confirm, Tammy, when you take the test, how long before you receive the results? Do you know?
That's a good question. I think it's only maybe a week or so after that
It can,
test date.
yeah, it can be up to 2 weeks, and the results will be sent to us by the company that provide the test.
Yeah, that's why they're asking for the ULETH ID number so they can get the results to the right place.
Absolutely. So
Okay.
as soon as you submit your application, you will be assigned a University of Lethbridge ID number, and that's the ID number you need to take your Casper test so that we can link you to your application.
Okay. All right. And once you do the test on the dates we have indicated on the website, then your application would be considered complete. You won't miss the deadline at any point, because there is a test here for May 1st. So I just want to confirm.
Yeah, that's yeah, go ahead, Tammy.
Oh, I was gonna say, for international students, I wouldn't recommend waiting till May 1st because we can't make an admission decision until we receive those results. So if we're sending out letters of offer to international students after May 1st, chances are you won't gonna have sufficient time to secure your study permit. So the sooner you're set for your Casper and those test results are set, the sooner we can make admission decisions.
So this is the
Perfect.
Master of Management webpage, the site in the future students. And when you scroll down, this is what Tammy had mentioned. When you scroll down to admission requirements for the Master of Management, you have here the information, the link to the Casper test, and here the information that we are mentioning. Because right now it says 1 of January test for international students, but as I mentioned before, it has just been approved by one of the bodies. The second body will come in couple of weeks, but the deadline for international applicants has been extended from February 15 to April 1st. So you will have, I will make sure that to take the test on February 20th or March 4th for international students, so that we assess your application fully as soon as we get all the information. And if you are going to be accepted or recommended or send an offer letter, then you can take actions into the process to request the visa for international students.
Thanks so much for that, Tammy and Louise. I think that was very clear in terms of knowing when exactly they need to take the test, especially since that we're having an extension of the application deadline for international students.
Yeah.
Right, the next question is that 5,000 per semester for international students? Am I assuming, oh, is it five? Oh, they meant 50,000, sorry. I think they're referring to your approximate tuition cost.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's for the whole program. The university charge you by what you have registered for the term.
Great. Right. The other question is, could you please tell the details about the tuition and fees for international students for per semester?
Yes. Okay, let me see if I can quickly go to that page in the calendar.
I don't think the fee schedule is published yet.
Oh, it's not?
Yeah, I don't see Master of Management. I see Master of Science and Management,
Okay, we have
but
to,
it's not listed on the fee schedule page
yeah, we have
at
to,
Financial Services yet.
so we have to go back to you with that and request this information because the program has been just open up for admission. But I'm going to show you what how it looks like and so that you have an idea how you can calculate this when this is available. So if you go to the University of Lethbridge Financial Services site, you will see the tuition and fees for undergrad programs and graduate fees. You will see it per program. And let me show you just the Master of Science in Management. This is not the Master of Science. This is not the Master of Management. This is an example I am giving you so that you can calculate that by yourself once the information is available. Because especially if you are an international student, you may not be used to this type of calculations. So you have, for example, what the course fee will be. All our courses, or most of them, are 1.5 credit hours. So you will have tuition, a tuition cost, and then you will have all these fees that you have here. Not the BANA for international program, all these fees that you need to add per course. So every course that you are taking and registering and the sequence that we have presented in the slides, then you have to do that calculation by yourself on how much is adding up every course that is required. So what we have done is that put all the courses together and then make the approximation and calculation with the fees and all of that to come out with those numbers. I hope that makes sense. And you have for domestic students and you have for international students, and you can see per term.
How many students do you normally accept in the management program?
Well, we don't know yet because this is the first time we are offering this program. So we suspect that the first cohort is going to be a smaller cohort, which is not bad in the sense that more attention for the students, and that's how we set up the program for success, so that we can have we can control better the learning experience, provide better support to our students, because while we have spent a lot of time designing and developing the program, we don't know actually how the program we have no experience yet with the students, so we are very careful about that. So we want to manage that well. So the first cohort is usually a small cohort, but we have no. This is the first time we are offering this program starting fall 2025.
Okay, the other question that we got is, do you have any student accommodation in the Calgary campus?
No, unfortunately, we have no student accommodations in the Calgary campus. Yeah, the main campus is in Lethbridge, but this program, and I don't think I mentioned it, that this program is a face-to-face program in Calgary.
All right, so before we started answering questions, Tammy was answering questions in the Q&A, and I just wanted, a lot of them were asking specifically about the undergraduate degree that we would accept. And I just wanted you to reiterate, Louise, in terms of the type of degrees that you can have and what we're not looking for to get into the program.
Well, if your undergrad degree is related to management or business, this program is not for you. And is that simple? So if you have a management related or business related degree, then this program is intended for those that are in different areas that believe that management or business can be a career path they want to pursue. So, but they didn't have the management or business academic background to do so. And why is that a limitation for those that have that degree? Because you may have already been exposed to the subjects in every course that we are delivering. And so it is not appropriate for you to actually get this degree if you already have an undergrad degree in a related discipline.
Thanks so much for that clarification, Louise. I know in my interactions with students in person, one of the questions I got asked was whether or not it is that we count volunteer experience as work experience.
So, Rihanna, I missed some of the questions you had.
Oh, sorry about that. I think my connection is bad. I was saying one of the questions I get asked is whether or not we count volunteer experience as work experience. So like if a student volunteered in a lab, will we be counting that as work experience or will we disregard that?
Oh, well, it may not count as a work experience, but it still is an experience that is definitely recommendable to make the reviewer aware of in your through your CV or even your application letter. But as I said at the beginning, even if you have no experience at all, no professional experience at all, then this program still is admitting students with no experience. That's a typical feature of management programs, because these type of programs are designed for professionals that want to make a career switch. So that want to explore opportunities in business or management related profession or jobs, and therefore they need the background, and that's exactly why we don't admit students with management or business related degrees, because this is going to take you from zero to actionable knowledge of in areas in business, in management, so that you can do the job in the workplace.
Thanks for that, Louise. All right, the last question we have is, do the program have any opportunities for part-time job within this program or in this university for students?
Yeah, you can, if the question is if you can take this program as a part-time program.
No, as I think they were asking about work opportunities within the jobs. I think they're referring to co-op. I may be wrong, but they probably don't know what a co-op is. So they're probably wondering if they can work while they're in this program. Am I wrong, Tammy, or am I interpreting that right?
No, I think you're interpreting that right. There could be possibility of some graduate assistant type of work for students, either teaching and or research or maybe some other projects. Those are on an as needed basis, so we don't really have any permanent guaranteed type of positions unless, like you said, Hannah, they're interested in maybe going through the co-op workshops and then having access to that job board.
Yeah, the co-op is an option that is open to all students. Taking a co-op, however, is a big decision because it delays your program, but you have to time it really well. So what does it mean is that you need to acquire enough knowledge in the program that can be of benefit to an organization that will offer you a co-op opportunity. But because the co-op is not integrated into the program, it means that you have to be proactive and find yourself the co-op opportunity. So because the program doesn't offer that really as part of the program requirements, and therefore it lays on your hand just to make sure that you are prepared well and that you find that opportunity.
Thanks for that, Louise. So it seems like we don't have any more questions right now. So if there's anything else, Tammy or Louise, that you think may be relevant, that you want to just reinform our attendees before we go.
Well, we are really hoping that this program is attractive to students. We know there is a need in the market for this type of professionals. In some sectors, the growth is significant. In 2 years, more than 50% of job offers, and in few sectors, the job is not growth is not as significant. I mean 5%, but so there is clearly a market need. And we have really designed a program that can meet that demand for the skills. It's very exciting to actually have this offer right now in the market because we know is an attractive option for the students to actually acquire these skills and take advantage of the market opportunities. It is really hands-on. That's what we are designing, and we are promising students that they will have a really well-integrated program. Instructors are developing the courses right now, and we are really targeting that hands-on experience so that you are ready to do the job that you're expected to do on day one, once your program is complete.
That sounds very exciting, Louise. It sounds like an excellent program, and I can't wait for students to be able to be a part of it. Tammy, anything else that you would like to add?
No, I just wanted to reinforce that you need to make sure you submit your application before you can register for the Casper.
Yep, that's a very excellent point. And as Louise had stated, for international students, you want to do the Casper date by March 4th, I think it was. That's the latest time. For domestic students, you can do the Casper dates up until May 1st. So Just remember, you have to submit the application, get your UofL ID number, use that to apply for the Casper test, and then it would automatically be sent to us for your evaluation.
Yes.
Great. Oh, there's one more question. When is the deadline of applying for this program for this year?
That's the deadline for this year. Let me put that again on the screen. So to be admitted in the fall, in this coming fall 2025, the deadline is for international students going to be April 1st, and for domestic students is May 1st. So if you're a domestic student, you can apply any day until May 1st. And for international students, we encourage you to apply, if possible, before April 1st. But the deadline is April 1st. And as Hannah mentioned, and Tammy as well, it will be great if you can have your Casper test taken on March 4th, so that we have by April 1st, or even before that, we can have all the Casper test scores, and we can assess your application as soon as possible. And we will be assessing these applications as they come. And as I mentioned before, we want to give you, if you're an international student, enough time or plenty of time for you for the visa application. And so the quicker you complete your application, the faster we're gonna have, the quicker we can make a decision on your application. And if positive, then you will receive an offer letter that you can use for your visa application.
Yeah, just so everybody understands, so these different Casper tests, we're going to be doing different rounds of admission. So for the February Casper tests, we'll be reviewing those applications in February, then March, then April, and then May. So we'll kind of have, so anybody that does the Casper test March 4th, we'll get that admission decision out to you hopefully before the end of March, same with April and May.
Perfect. That is good to note, so they don't have to wait to find out whether or not they're eligible. And remember, unfortunately, you can only do the Casper test once. That's also important, so that you can't retake the test. Something to note.
And there is no wrong answer to the Casper test. It's a situational
No
analysis,
wrong answer.
it's more like an aptitude test. So you can't get questions wrong in the Casper.
Yeah, exactly. This is not a GMAT score that you can improve by studying.
All right. Perfect. Well, I guess if we don't have any additional questions, Louise has posted on our screens the email address. Feel free to take that down. If you have any additional questions, reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to assist you with them. I want to thank you both, Louise and Tammy, for presenting today and discussing this new exciting program that we have coming up this fall, our Masters of Management program. And again, thank you all for joining us for this webinar. And I hope you all enjoy your evening and hope to see you here on our Calgary campus in the program. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.